another Art Matters.
This is episode 8.
Is it really? Gosh, this is our podcast for May. Hello, everybody. I'm George Cron. My co-host is Tim Pylan.
Hello.
We're both affiliated with the Class Act Productions. And we have some very interesting guests for you today. But first, Tim, I believe we want to cover some upcoming news.
Yes, actually, here are some upcoming productions in the Springfield area. Now, typically, we list off a bunch of stuff that's going on. There is so much stuff going on in the Springfield area right now, George. I'm going to refer people to the Springfield Regional Arts Council website.
Oh, that's good.
www.springfieldarts.org, and that covers, I believe, Little Theater, things that happen with the Springfield Contemporary Theater, just anything going on, and it's updated fairly regularly, so that's a really good source if you want to keep up with what's going in the performing arts in Springfield. What I'd like to talk about today are the things that really, you've got a lot going on with the Class Act in the next couple of months.
Oh, just a bevy of productions.
Yeah, a bevy. How many is a bevy?
Oh, more than I can count on my finger. Well, that's not true, but
okay, very good.
We don't have quite that many, but
explain some of the bevy.
All right. Well, as some of you heard, I know there's lots of rumors going around. I've gotten a lot of phone calls because we are doing Jaws.
Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun.
Very good.
I don't know. I'm good with
yes, we are doing a parody of Jaws. Some of you have seen our parodies of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Star Trek. Well, we've taken it up a notch. We have the most magnificent shark that Mike Frizzell's brother David Frizzell has created, plus some fantastic actors and a great script by Michael Frizzell. And so we're hoping everybody will come and watch a man get eaten by a shark live on stage.
I think it's probably safe to say that's never been done on a Springfield stage before.
I don't believe it has. And it happens. We open May 9th. We run May 9th, 10th, and 11th. We also run the following week, the 16th, 17th, and 18th. That's at 315 South Avenue at the
Canvas Art Gallery.
And then the following week, and we're still looking for contestants for our Class Act Talent Contest. So if you're interested, we'll be doing this periodically. Stay in touch. We may do another one in a couple of months. But if you hear this before we do it, you're all welcome to come or to sign up. We're looking for 30 contestants. The contest starts on the 25th and runs the 25th and the 26th with contestants. And on the 27th of May, that Saturday night, we'll have our finale where we find our finalist winners.
I don't think this has really ever been done in Springfield either, George.
Well, not the way we're doing it, because you're going to be able to vote. The audience is going to vote. It's all based, and there's going to be various prizes, a few cash prizes, and restaurant certificates, and all kinds of things that people can win.
So what kind of acts can people do?
Well, anything that would be probably PG-13.
Ah, okay. Now see, there you go.
I believe we have some belly dancers, not ballet, but belly dancers who are interested. But I think they do a quite wonderfully exotic but tasteful show. I did have a burlesque dancer who asked, and I said, not this particular contest, but maybe we'll have another one or a different.
A little later in the evening.
Yeah, really. Then also, see, that's the 25th, 26th, and 27th. And then at the end of May, May 31st, the 1st of June, and the 2nd of June, we have, I'm co-producing Class Act Productions with the Mosaic Vocal Ensemble, Marvin Murphy's group, and we're doing a narrated version of Puccini's obscure opera, Edgar.
That's an interesting word to use, obscure.
Well, it's
not, the second opera he ever wrote,
but it's not one of the more popular. But but I think it's a chance to see some of his earlier work, and I think it's going to be very interesting. One of our Class Act performers, Addie Williams, is going to be narrating for it. So she always does a wonderful job, as well as the wonderful voices you hear. So that's what we've got going on for May and the very 1st of June, and then obviously June 15th. We will have our parodies back of Star Trek at 8 p.m. and Buffy the Vampire Slayer at 10 p.m. Excuse me, and kind of blank there.
Season 4 for Buffy.
Season 4 for
and
Buffy.
Season 3 for Star Trek.
Again, we have produced the longest running serial theater productions As far as I know, in Missouri, maybe in the whole 50 states.
I wouldn't be. It wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me at least.
To get more information about these things George has just mentioned, please visit the Facebook page. Make sure to like A Class Act Productions on Facebook.
That way you'll get all the notifications and also make us look good.
And you can also call, if you need to make reservations, you can call George at
417-766-3139.
All right, and before we end this little segment, I want to throw something out. I do too every month. I lead the ghost tours of Pythian Castle every second and third Friday of the month.
Those are so scary.
I actually had 2 people walk out last month because they were so scared.
Oh,
And I don't purposely make them scary because I'm a big chicken, but call the castle at 417-865-1464. Check out their Facebook page by searching Pythian Castle, or go to pythiancastle.com. Now, I think I've said it every episode, and I'm going to say it again. If you can't find something fun to do in Springfield, you're not looking hard enough. So, anyway, our first guest today is Dorene Cantrell. Now, Dorene is a visual artist. Dorene, thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you.
It's wonderful to have you on the show. Can you give us a little idea of what kind of art is your specialty?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the easiest way to explain my art is I don't only look at what I see in nature visually, but I see what I can, I find what I can see with my imagination. And I don't take just a piece of work. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
A little nervous. I'll tell you what, one piece that I did was called Three Sisters. And to get people to look at a picture of trees is virtually impossible. No one's going to stand there and be interested in a picture of a tree. It's just not going to happen. They might be interested if it's a very nice picture. They might look at it for about 2 seconds. But what I did was, to me, trees are very elegant and beautiful and swaying in the wind. And I tried to capture that on the canvas by incorporating 3 ladies in elegant gowns inside of the tree shape.
Oh.
And so it's called Three Sisters. And that piece kind of launched this new way of looking at nature and getting people to pay more attention to nature rather than just walking by it, looking at it for about 2 seconds, walking by it. I try to get people's attention by putting something else into the painting.
I hope we have hopefully we can show a slide of that piece. That sounds very interesting here momentarily.
Okay, yeah, I believe I've sent that one to you.
Great.
Now, the tree, forgive me, is this a sculpture or is it a painting?
It is a painting.
Okay.
It is, just a painting.
Is that primarily the medium you work in, is paint? Do you sculpt?
I have done some sculpture. Okay. I've done virtually every type of painting you can think of. I've done anything from sketching to watercolor to oil to acrylic. Now is my favorite because with that medium you can work as fast as you want or as slow as you want. You can totally control that medium. Mm-hmm. There's no other paint that I know of that can give you that vibrance and elegance.
Oh, wow.
And it's a beautiful medium.
And it doesn't smell as bad as oil paint.
It doesn't have the smell. There is no smell, and it is awesome to work with. You can spray it, you can dab it, you can use sponge, you can do virtually anything you wish to with acrylic medium.
I know when I was in high school in art class, I loved to use oil paints, but I like to paint Star Trek starships and things. And red and black takes the longest to dry. I had to wait like 3 days for that paint to be dry. So that's funny.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that you wanted to say something about the Springfield Regional Arts Council.
Yes, the Springfield Regional Arts Council is...
Whom we love!
It is an awesome organization. It helps artists get in touch with a lot of information that they can use to further their artwork. It helps them get in touch with information for business, and a lot of artists need that. I, for one, am going to be going to a... information coming up on how to price your artwork here pretty quick. It is actually on May 8th at 5:30 to 7 here at the Springfield Regional Arts Council at the Creamery here.
If you haven't come to the Creamery, you really should, because there's just so much going on. And there's always little ballerinas running around here. And then amongst all this wonderful art and paintings and sculptures here, we just can't say enough about the Creamery and the Springfield Regional Arts Council.
I think they said something like 70,000 people use this building a year.
Wow.
And yeah, they have operazzi here. The opera, the third Sunday of the month, have opera performance here. You, like George mentioned, the ballerinas. You have rehearsal space for rock bands. Our shows certainly rehearse here sometimes. It's just a wonderful facility for Springfield to have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, most definitely. And I didn't even know actually that you guys were in here, and it's pretty awesome to find out that you guys here. You know, I am learning more and more about all the different types of art. That you get introduced into different types of art. You see different people doing different things, and it's very inspirational. Mm-hmm. You hear opera here while you're, you know, you might be listening about some art information or walking through and looking at the gallery, the paintings on the wall. You can hear.
I love being here.
Oh, it's.
We
it's
should also mention that this building is free for people to come and look at. I mean,
most definitely, yes,
yeah,
yes.
A lot of these, I know Operati is a free program. They have lectures, they have classes and seminars. I think they do charge for some of the stuff, but just to come in and look at the art.
Oh,
it is absolutely free.
Yeah.
Absolutely free to anyone who wants to come in and enjoy the space. And there's also a small art group that meets on Monday night at 7 o'clock. And I could give a number out for that.
Sure.
If that would be okay. Hang on one second. It is 881-7070.
Is there a name to the group? I mean, is it?
It's just the art group on Monday night. It's just a small art group. But what's really nice is you get to talk to other artists and you get to learn what they're doing. Yeah, a little bit of networking, and to me, it's very inspirational.
Very good. Do you have a favorite work of art in the entire world? It can be sculpture, it can be painting. What is your favorite work of art?
Okay. Actually, there are two that I would say are probably my favorites. Monet's Haystacks. It is absolutely one of the most beautiful, simple, but elegant pieces. I mean, it's just a gorgeous piece. And Renoir's Onions. Believe it or not, he took a still life of onions and brought it to life with the color and the depth and the translucent look that it has. It's just unbelievable.
Well, you have some wonderful composition and textures in your work I was looking at, so I really like it. You seem to focus a lot on nature.
Yes.
I mean, I love the countryside around here. I'm bouncing around on you, but I'm listening to your dialect. I don't know if we spoke, but you're not originally from around here, are you?
Yes, I am.
Really? You sound like you could be from Oklahoma. Well, it's similar.
But my piece, Dawn's Dance, is actually going to be, it's been chosen to represent the 5th annual SRAC, the Springfield Regional Arts Council members show this month.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that is...
That's going to be very proud of that.
Yeah, I really am. I really am. I'm very pleased with that.
Good deal. That's fantastic. We're going to take a break right now. But when we come back, we will certainly be chatting with Dorene Cantrell again for a few minutes. We'll talk about some of her inspirations, maybe chat about another piece or two of your own art, and we'll find out contact information if people want to get a hold of you. You've been listening to Art Matters, recorded from the film editing bay of the Creamery Art Gallery. Creamery Arts Center. See how you screw things up and it just goes into the show? Anyway, we'll be right back. Again with Dorene Cantrell. Dorene, do you have an artist that is your favorite? The one that inspires you, your main inspiration as an artist?
Well, like I said, it's probably between Monet and Renoir.
Okay.
I mean, those two, without a doubt, inspired what I do, because they didn't just take a haystack, or, you know, Monet didn't just take a haystack and make it look yellow. He took the colors, and the way that they actually got started doing that, to do the life paintings out in the open, you know, when they were out there getting the I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No. While you're stopped, You're excited about what is your passion. George and I get the
say
same
the
way.
same thing,
You get
yeah.
so excited you can't form English words.
Yes,
So,
that's true, and I do apologize.
You're in good company here, my dear.
Yes.
Okay, but
We're
you guys
all
are
maniacs.
you
We're all
guys are
maniacs.
you guys are pros at it
Oh,
though, and
yeah,
I am
right.
I'm just trying to be halfway decent here. So I do appreciate
Well,
it.
they're seeing
Thank
some
you.
great art go by at this moment, I'm sure.
But at any rate, it is wonderful to see something that is captured with not just one color or two colors, but with 1,000 colors put together to bring the shape forward out of a painting. And that's what I'm trying to do with my art, rather than just have it very simple.
Now I'm seeing, I've looked at not a plethora of your work, but I've noticed the pieces I've looked at, I would call it, I'm a little out of my league here, but like an impressionism, it seems to me. It's not heavy realism. And yet, again, with the textures and colors she uses, she really, I think, captures the environment, the natural environment that you're observing or interpreting.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, because that is what I'm trying to do, is not just get a shape down, but actually try to get the feeling of the place in the painting.
A lot of people don't realize, and if someone sits and thinks about it, yeah, of course they'll come to that realization that what kind of thought goes into bringing a work of art to life. Michelangelo, when he would make these beautiful sculptures, I've seen the David, I've seen the Pietà in the Vatican City. He said he didn't create these pieces. He freed them from the marble. And one of the most neat things I've ever seen was an exhibition of Michelangelo's works that I saw in Florence. And they were his uncompleted works, where some of these sculptures are literal, and you can see exactly what he means. They're trying to emerge from the stone, and that's what's going through my mind when I hear you talk about bringing all of these paintings to light with color and texture and shapes. So it's neat to sit and think about that kind of thing.
It actually is, and the simple fact is that, like I said, when people look at a still life, just painted, it might have the shape. It might have, you can kind of feel it, but what I'm trying to do is bring more feeling to the canvas rather than just the shape of something. Rather than making it look very realistic, I'm trying to bring the vibrance of nature to life on the canvas.
It's very, it seems, I mean this in the classic term, it's very romantic in the sense of bringing out the feeling and the passion of the work, as opposed to being analytical and dry and just trying to recreate something to the natural eye. I like that, bringing a part of your soul into the work.
Well, that's what nature is. Mm-hmm. For every person that goes out and actually sits in nature and listens and feels what's around them, feels the air, listens to the sounds, the shapes around them come to life. It's not just a shape sitting there on the canvas. It's trying to bring all of that into that piece.
Now, do you have any plans of showing any of your work anywhere, or do you have any work in the galleries around town, or what's in the future?
I just finished up at Art Inspired, which is a gallery here in Springfield that is a beautiful place.
Quickly tell them about Art Inspired. I think that's an interesting organization. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, they actually work with developmentally disabled people.
Oh, wow.
And bring them into doing some art of their own. They actually take paper and shred it and create objects from the paper that they've actually used. It's recycling the paper, but they make picture frames. They make different.
This is over on Campbell.
301 Campbell, yeah, and it is.
I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, it's just right.
Next to Hot Glass Studio.
Yeah, it is. It is
it?
just
Okay.
right next to Hot Glass Studio.
I know where it is.
But what was interesting, I got to watch people's faces as they saw the artwork. And they would come around and they would look first and they would see the basic shape, trees or whatever's there, whatever they see there at first. And then they would look at them again. And to watch their faces light up, that was the most wonderful experience to see them actually get into the painting.
That's very rewarding as an artist.
Yeah.
Dorene, we've just mentioned the Art Inspired. Do you have a website that people can go and...
Absolutely. My website is designs with a Z at the end instead of an S. In other words, it's DESIGNZ and then .net.
And that's your personal website, and there is a link on your website.
To go to the Facebook.
There you go.
Right.
Now, can people purchase art on the website, or how does that work? I'm sorry, we didn't talk about this before we recorded, but I'd certainly like to know.
Absolutely. My paintings are for sale.
Okay.
You can purchase them by getting a hold of me, sending me an email, or calling me, either one. All the information is right there on my website to contact me. I do also, my background is in graphic design, and now I'm going back to fine art. So
designs with a Z, .net, and you can get at the Facebook page from there.
Correct.
Well, Dorene, you've just been fantastic. I had to say when George said he was bringing not a musical artist in here, I kind of went, what are we going to do? But you've been fantastic. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming today. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really has, and I really appreciate it, guys. It's wonderful.
You in person.
Well, again, check out Dorene's art on designs.net. When we come back, we'll have Raven Heidinger from the band Quote the Raven in studio with us. You've been listening to Art Matters, recorded at the Creamery Art Center in Springfield. We'll be right back with the second half of the show.
This is Art Matters, brought to you by A Class Act Productions with George Cron and Tim Pyland. A Class Act Productions produces the wildly popular parodies of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Star Trek, upstairs at the Canvas at 315 South Avenue, just 1 block south of the Square and across the street from Ernie Biggs' Dueling Piano Bar. Every third Saturday of the month, you can see our Star Trek parody at 8 p.m. and Buffy the Vampire Slayer at 10 p.m. Tickets are $5 per show, or see the double feature for $8. For more information, go to A Class Act Productions Facebook page, and while you're there, please be sure to like us.
And we're back, and in the studio we have Raven Heidinger.
Yes.
As we go to the came out of this last segment, I may have called her Heidinger, so the correct name is Heidinger of the band.
Alliteration.
I speak good and junk, George. Of the band Quote the Raven. Thank you for being here today, Raven.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's talk a little bit about you. I met you at Stepchild Lounge. You host karaoke there.
Yes, I do. Occasionally they let me do that.
Would you do it every week? What?
Thursdays and Saturdays, typically. I'm there making it fun.
Oh, she's great. Great. This girl has one of the best voices I've ever heard.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. There was one song you came and asked me, was it from Little Shop of Horrors?
Oh, yeah, Suddenly Seymour.
Yeah, we did that one night. She's just great.
Oh, thank you. Well, you're the only person I know who can sing it well and would do it with me. Nobody else would do show tunes with me.
And you are also a DJ at
US 97.
Great.
On the weekend.
So you actually just came over from a show to do this for us.
I did.
Thank you. Let's talk a little bit about your group. Quote the Raven. What kind of music do you guys do?
We do rock. It's nothing. It's not hard rock. It's not metal. We get lumped into a lot of it, but it's just good old fashioned rock.
Classic rock.
Not really classic rock because we put a new spin on it. My bassist loves the 80s metal. My drummer likes the hard hitting new metal, and my guitarist is a 21-year-old old soul blues hippie guitarist, and so together we just kind of make this collaboration that works.
All right.
I want to say while we're having this interview, there will be photos scrolling on the screen of Raven and your band.
Yes. They
were taken by Matt Loveland of Matt Loveland Photography. Matt's a good friend to everybody here in the arts community. Everybody loves Matt. He does stuff for Star Trek and Buffy, he's a trooper.
And he's always been good. I used to see his photography growing more and more as he's discovering his genre.
He's excellent.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's taken some great stuff for me at the castle. I mean, he's just great and a wonderful, awesome guy to work with. So some of his photos will be scrolling across the screen as we do this interview.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other people in your band. Can you give us some names?
Steven Sparks is the guitarist, and he's green, he's fresh, and he's so talented, and I'm keeping him because if anybody else gets their hands on him, he's just, in 5 years, he's going to be unstoppable. My drummer is, everybody calls him Das Clutch, and for some reason I'm blanking on his name and he's going to kill me, but Fred Wilkins is my drummer. I've only been with him for 2 years, it's fine. And Ron Blair is our bassist, and those guys are awesome. They help me in every aspect of having the band.
All right, let's let's talk about your inspirations in music. Who are your inspirations?
Well, my mom was a huge inspiration for me. Her and my dad are both musicians touring as I grew up, and so I grew up on the wings of the stage mostly, and pubs and jam sessions and rehearsals. It's not a place for a 5-year-old to be in the 80s, I'm telling you.
But it made you who you are.
It did make me who I am, and so my mom was a huge influence on me, and Janis Joplin. Huge.
Musically? Okay.
Oh, yeah, musically, Janis Joplin's huge. And I don't know, I really have a lot of respect for artists that, do their own work and sing their own songs on stage and don't use the backup tracks. And, when the ones that end up saying, oh, yeah, I can't sing tonight, we got to cancel shows because they have no voice, it's because they actually sang on stage. So those are the people that I like to attach myself to.
Now, do you have a favorite song, not necessarily to perform, but just a favorite song that really just means a lot to you?
Oh, well, I'm a huge Zeppelin fan, as everybody knows, and my mom passed away a few years back, and my brother and I got Led Zeppelin's "Thank You" tattooed on us, and he has the first line, if the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you, and I have when mountains crumble to the sea, there will still be you and me.
Oh, wow.
So she loves Zeppelin, she sang Zeppelin, so it was pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Do you have a favorite song to perform? Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
That is it, absolutely, but I can't do it without you, so I'm kind of at a loss at most times. I really love doing, right now, we do a cover of Stand By Me, and that is probably one of my absolute favorites.
Stand By Me?
Stand By Me,
I love
yeah.
that. I love that song.
I heard you sing at karaoke one night. Was it a Firework? Katy Perry?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. This girl has a voice that you just... Well, you're going to hear a little bit of it here shortly. We've got a little bit before we go into our break, but this girl can just flat sing. Oh my gosh. You all have to go out and sing her. Where do you guys perform a lot?
High Life Ballroom is where we are quite a bit in Lindbergh. So
High Life and Lindbergh. So Lindbergh's down on Commercial Street.
Down on Commercial Street, and then the Ballroom.
Okay, well, very good. When we come back for the second half of this interview, we're certainly going to be chatting with Raven some more. We'll find out one of her most special musical moments, and we'll talk about upcoming albums and performance gigs and contact information. That's all back in a moment when we come back for the second half of this interview.
How many personal questions do you have for her, Tim?
I don't know, a bunch.
I figured.
I'm not a wizard, George. I don't know.
I figured you have something up your sleeve.
I do. Like, you can't see because we're not on video, but I'm pulling my sleeve out so George can see up. Anyway, we'll be right back. You're listening to Art Matters. Thank you.
Rock me right, rock me straight through the night, keep me close. Baby, don't let me go. Can you see me in your sleep? 'Cause I can feel you in my dreams, yeah. Let it all go for me. Don't let me leave.
And we're back with Raven of Quote the Raven, a rock band here in Springfield, Missouri. Raven, do you have something I like to call an aha moment? A moment that, whether you're performing or what have you, where everything clicked into place, you knew you were doing what was right, and it's just this momentous second in time where everything clicked into place.
Other than doing this podcast.
Other than doing this magnificent podcast.
I was going to say, dang it, you took it. Well, that music has been my life for so long, and being on stage has always just been like a home. It's where I feel the most me. I feel comfortable. So it's never been an on-stage moment. I've had moments where I've been getting things prepared and things just start falling into place. Like they say, like they're supposed to, and it just clicks, it clicks, it clicks. And those are the moments that are the ones that you're like, oh, okay, scary, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Okay.
That's an aha moment.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. George, I'm sure you've had it.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure.
out on a limb and just kind of riding the energy.
Yeah.
One of the best things I ever saw George in was the show you just did with Jeff Carney and
Seafarer.
Yes. That was such a wonderful show. I mean, I was just on the edge of my seat the whole time, and so like you can see that in a performer's face.
Oh, you definitely know when somebody's fully, wholeheartedly into what they're doing. You can feel them, and it makes the audience want to be there and want to see you and come back.
Share the experience.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what live performance arts, it's a communal experience often with the performer and the audience. You're sharing this moment in time together that you'll never get back again.
No.
Absolutely, and you can tell when someone's flat. When they have those flat moments and you're just like, oh, good. When somebody else, is the act over? Somebody coming on soon?
I gotta go turn off the oven.
Yeah.
All right, now you guys are just finishing up an album, correct?
We are, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
In fact, I'm going to finish up the vocals tomorrow night before I go see the Deftones at the Galois. But yeah, I'm going to finish up the vocals. The album's going to be entitled Carrier of Souls. It's our first album together. 7 songs. We actually got the rights to record and sell Stand By Me.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's the first time I've told anybody that. So that's actually really pretty cool. We're so excited
We
about
got
that.
the scoop.
Woo-hoo,
Yeah.
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, and we've got the person doing our artwork. I'm not going to tell, but we are excited about that he agreed to do it. It's a pretty big name in the album art. So
Right.
Wonderful.
yeah, it's working out really well so far.
So how do people get a hold of you? Do you have a website?
Oh no, we don't have a website yet. In fact, I don't know why we don't. I have to send somebody else on that now. Thanks.
Do you have a Facebook page?
We do. We have a Facebook page,
Yeah.
Quote the Raven. We are on Reverb Nation. We have a widget you can get and put
what?
on
I'm sorry,
a
a what?
widget. The little widget you put on your phone
It's like a little.
there's an app for that.
It's like a little app that you can. It tells you about the group. It may send you some places for publicity things or play a song for you, a sample song.
I can't turn the volume off on my phone, George, as we heard in the first segment. My phone went off. So, widget. Apparently, this is something you can do on your phone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure other people know about it. Anyway, you have a widget.
We have a widget, and it'll if you put it on your phone, you can tap as a little application, and it'll show you when our upcoming shows are and
I'm gonna
new
go
stuff
home
going
and
on.
tap my widget. I gotta go figure that out.
Okay.
Oh,
Stop that, Tim.
sorry. Okay. So if they go to the Facebook page, you'll update it with performance dates,
Absolutely,
things like that.
yeah. And we will be performing at the Freak Arts Expo, which is going to be a big deal. It's a breast cancer awareness benefit. I'm actually co-hosting the event now. But tons of music. It's going to go all day long till midnight. Bunch of artists. They've got tattoo artists. They've got visual artists. All kinds of different things from around town, just to the opposite side of the norm. We're all in the opposite side of the norm. We don't have the 9 to 5s all the time. We're artists. We're out there.
We're in there.
Yeah. Or out of our minds, whatever it is. But this is to expose that and to raise money for breast cancer. So it's going to be a pretty cool event.
That'll be great.
We're coming down to the end of this interview. And as we end the show, before we go into our normal ending theme song, we're going to play a clip from one of your songs. Do you want to introduce this clip?
Yeah, this one has gotten some airplay. It's called Through the Night. It was one of the first songs we wrote together as a band.
Okay.
And it's just a fun song. It's a bluesy song.
Into the Night.
Through the Night.
Through the Night.
Through the Night.
George is rolling his eyes at me because I don't... I heard what she said. I just got it wrong. Because I'm looking at the iPad and we're leading it. Anyway, Raven, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Great to meet you.
You also.
I'm sure we'll hear a lot more stuff. And I'll drag George out to karaoke one night.
Definitely.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Wow.
George gets up there. He'll sing... George writes country music.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, once in a while.
Before we actually end, I want to mention, did you go to the Bob Dylan concert the other night?
I was out there working with US 97.
I should have said hi. I went in. That was a great concert.
He's amazing.
He sang for 2 hours.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I'd like to have seen them. I saw him years ago with the band, but I'd like to have seen them again.
So, yeah, it was just fantastic. So, all right, again, Raven. The band is Quote the Raven. Check them out on Facebook. They perform at Lindbergh's and at the High Life Ballroom downtown on South Street.
Yes.
All right. Since we're at the end of our show, I have this segment that I love to do called Good Thoughts.
Okay.
Are you up for that?
I am up for that.
All right. George doesn't like it. He's
You'll
giving
take
me
that back in a moment.
I
He's
can
giving
see
me
his
the
face.
dirtiest of looks right now, but it's a very special segment to me. I can give you some knowledge, some wisdom, something to think about as you go about your day.
Wonderful.
All right, here we go. Let me crack the knuckles. Okay. Ow, that kind of hurt.
I heard.
Ouch!
Wow.
Don't ever do that. All right. In this world, we all have to live together. Even the brown bear and the mouse can get along. They can't mate, though, because the mouse would explode.
That's true. That's
Don't egg him on. Do not egg him on.
Hey, that's
poor
profound.
little mouse.
Right
I really.
Okay.
You just made a horrible picture in my head.
And that's what we're leaving you with. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you in June.
You're assuming the mouse was a girl.
Don't be judging, George. All right, bye, guys.
Art Matters is brought to you by A Class Act Productions.